I think Caitlin Clark is the new girl with the fat ass at school, and that's why every girl hates her.
And why the AZ is SVO. Jokes aside, the realest when you hear it coming from the Eric Bernard show is Scottsdale. Very own, get your phone and hear a call, we going
Welcome to the Eric Bernal show. Last week, we had Jelly. Crazy. Go see that to the end. A lot of people didn't watch it to the end and didn't get the answer that they wanted. If you watch to the end, you'll understand the clip that went viral. As always, we have Gatsby the artist here.
Yo, yo, yo.
On the 1s and 2s and the 3s and 4s and the 5s and 6s. What's new with me? Nothing. It's Pride Month, and nothing's gayer than that. It's also my birthday month, which makes a lot of sense. We do have a guest here, Gatsby. If we could just block her out with like a Pokemon. We're doing different. Block her out right now, no, so you guys can see her, but you can't see her. Any Pokemon that you like. All right, our guest, ladies and gentlemen, Julia. Julia, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Wow, so soft-spoken. Not how I usually see you, screaming at the top of your lungs.
That's true.
Yeah. So, Julia, we became friends because I did shows at Almost Famous, 50 Shades. I'm always there drinking Coca-Cola. Or yes. A watermelon Red Bull.
Sober King.
Sober King. Yes, Gats, I think we're at a full-term birth of 9 months of sobriety almost here. So, yeah, we're about to have the baby.
Nice.
And that means a lot. A lot of people wondering, how can you go out and not drink? You go out. Remember when you were a kid and you just had fun? It's kind of like that. These people who, need 3 grams of Coke to, to satisfy their life. But here's the thing. I was doing the same thing 9 months ago. So who am I? I'm just saying that I couldn't do it because as the great Mike Cannon once said, the reason why he had to quit drinking and doing Coke is that he doesn't drink normally. He drinks competitively, which I thought was a good line. Also, check out Mike Cannon. His special is coming out soon. I know they're editing that and seeing if there's any buyers. And if not, we'll definitely go ahead and drop them in. Actually, can you drop a clip from the Mike Cannon episode, Gats?
No, she was definitely late 60s, probably early 70s. Maybe 70s is a stretch, but who knows in Arizona?
Yeah.
I see, dude, I saw a 75-year-old with absolute knockers, and I was ready to just hit the bats out of her clam.
And we're back. Hope you enjoyed that clip. Hopefully it was something funny and stupid. We actually filmed that at Almost Famous. Mike Cannon is a comedian from New York. Julia.
Ooh.
So, first things first, have you ever been with 2 men at the same time?
Oh my God.
Having sex or just talking to 2 men at the same time?
I'm so happy you said that because I meant in a relationship. I was going to see if you would jump the gun and were like, yeah, one in my B-hole and one in my V-hole. But no, like
anyway.
like a legitimate, like you liked both at the same time. How is that like?
Well, you see here.
In a girl's perspective.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't have a good say on that considering my group chat is called Homie Hoppers and I'm the profile picture holding a sign.
Yo. Holy shit.
So okay. So you're basically you're the model of it ain't no fun unless the homies can have some, right?
Yeah, I mean,
but not all homies. Like you gotta like them.
To an extent, like it kind of started like it was like unintentional homie hopping the first time. It was just I thought it's hard in Scottsdale. Everybody's fucking friends. Like literally everybody knows everyone. So like I saw one person, I was like, damn, he's
fine as hell.
Jesus Christ. And then randomly a few months later, I find this other guy. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Okay, so it's not like you actively knew.
These ones.
You didn't know.
This is an ongoing. I have a tendency for homie hopping. This is the first one I actually followed through on.
Well, we brought you here for this reason.
Yeah. This one was just like...
to talk about it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, the most recent where I actually followed through. Oh, God, this is so bad.
Talk.
Anyway, so they've never heard my side of this. So, guys, if you're listening...
Oh, yes.
This is my fucking side of it because it gets twisted.
Tell me.
Anyway.
Here we go.
So...
This is starting off hot.
I got to make sure I don't say any names. So,
a while ago... nicknames. You can call them like SpongeBob and Patrick or something.
I'll probably fuck it up. So, I had gone back from London in September. I lived in London for a few months.
Nice.
So, I came back, started working at 50, hung out with one of my best friends, Reagan. And like through these months, like she knew this guy. I didn't really kind of knew him. He just looked like he knew how to fuck.
Oh, gotcha.
Like there's just something about him that's just like
he had like fuck face.
He looked like a fucking freak nasty, basically.
Okay, fucking freak nasty.
And
put that on a shirt.
Yeah, yes, please, I'll buy it. So we just like saw for months. So like I never thought anything of it because I'm pretty sure he had a girlfriend. And then
would that stop you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do that.
That's respectable.
Yeah, and so I just kind of like put it off, did whatever. Bunch of random shit happened, and then in January of this year, I think it was January, we ended up just hanging out. It was basically just kind of like, I'm here. We're getting it thick, and we did. Amazing.
Spread eagle.
I don't want to.
I'm
pretty sure. Oh, I fucking knew.
You
and the thing is,
it.
I'm like, apparently it's like a thing. I didn't know. Like people know he knows how to fuck.
People know it.
People know. And if you didn't know, now you know. If you figure it out, it'll be pretty easy probably to figure
January.
it out. But yeah, so then that happened, and then there was a lot of drugs and things involved with them that I was not a fan of. So that kind of fizzled off, and then one night I was out and he wasn't there, and we were with all of our friends, and this new character had popped into the scene.
I heard you're good.
Yeah. He was in the friend group, but I had never seen him in the friend group before. Gotcha. So he was a new one added, and so I was kind of like, okay. I knew of him because of... I'm trying not to give it away.
People watch this.
So so I do hair during the day.
Nice.
This person also did hair.
Guy or girl?
Guy. This person also did hair. And so that was kind of where we connected, because it was like, okay, we both do hair. Fuck, you know what I'm talking about now, do you? Anyway, I was like, okay, whatever. So we're talking. For some reason, he thought I had a kid. Apparently this is a thing.
You gave up like a vibe, like you were like a
well, this is
something?
like I've had multiple people ask me, because on my Instagram I have a lot of pictures with my nephew. But if you take 2 seconds to look, like all my stuff says like I'm an aunt. Okay. And I helped raise him the first year he was born. That's a different story, but they thought I had a kid. So he comes up and he's talking to me like, yeah, like you're so beautiful, and like I love that you have a kid already and you're doing so good. And I looked at him as we're standing. It's like almost 2 a.m. in fucking Riot House. We're blacked out. I'm like, you really think I have a kid and I'm standing here with you right now? Where do you think the kid is? Yeah. Did I just leave him outside in my car and came in here to fucking party?
Well, there are some moms out there.
I was shocked, and I'm 22. Like I was like, I don't think that, no.
16 and pregnant is a thing.
Yeah, that is true. But I was like, I don't have a kid, and he was very confused because he thought I did. So then we're talking whatever, and he's like, yeah, he's flirting with me, and I said, listen, like you should know, I know you've been hanging out with these guys. I have a history with this one, and he was like, oh, that's fine. Like,
I like the wording.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not even.
I used to fuck this dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a history.
I was trying to lay it down easy so you didn't think I was that big of a slut.
Yeah.
But I told him, and he goes, oh, me and him aren't even that close. Like, we just started hanging out. Like,
damn.
I don't really, like, I appreciate you telling me, but, like, we're not that close, which could have been true at the time. So then we go home together, obviously. And somehow in the next couple weeks, all I keep seeing are these 3 guys hanging out. And it's homie number 1, homie number 2, and homie number 3. Homie 1 did not know about homie 2. And they're hanging out. They're like, when I say hanging out all day, every single day, going on trips together, hanging out, like birthdays, like every second together, they're together. And I was like, okay, either this motherfucker just lied and he just dogged his friend or what. And I was like, okay. And the first guy, let's just call him, Chris.
Okay.
So Chris is very territorial. He's not like possessive or like aggressive in that way, but he's like very territorial. He doesn't want someone to touch what he has already had. I found that out the hard way.
Sounds like me and Gatsby.
Yeah. So homie number 2, I don't even know what to call him. Let's call him Ryan. Chris and Ryan. So Ryan is still texting, like we're texting, like, and we at first were gonna hang out. I kind of realized like, I'm not really interested in him. Like, stay friends. Mm-hmm. He still knows. Then I don't know how. One night I'm out with
number 3,
my friend. Okay. No, I'm with a girl. I can't say her name or else this is gonna give away everything. Okay, so I'm with her. I'm out. She ends up leaving. I call our one friend. And I'm like, hey, I thought you guys were still out. Like, I'm here, like, about to go home. And he's like, oh, no, like, I'll come and pick you up. Like, we can go hang out, whatever. I was like, okay. Him and his driver come and pick me up. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, where are we going? He's like, I don't know. Where do you want to go? We end up going to Patty's. We go and, like, hang out. Mm-hmm. He's been flirty. Then all of a sudden, Ryan sees his location and sees that I'm with him and texts him and is like, I'm coming out. So he shows up as we're at Patty's. And it's just me and my friend and then the driver. And, like, we're all hanging out. And my friend's he's getting a little bit, I've known him longer out of all three of them. And he was getting a little bit flirty. And I was like, I can't tell if this is, like, a thing or not.
Yeah.
And then later in the night, he was getting more flirty and was, like, trying to hold my hand and all this. And I was like, okay, this is not in my head. And then, like, 2 weeks later, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. So I send him, actually, let me find the...
Oh, yeah.
I go into the DMs. I DM everybody. I don't care. Yeah. Until I find out they have a girlfriend. If I don't know they have a girlfriend, I'll DM. If I find out, I'll unsend it. But I'm in those DMs.
I'm woman with, deep in those bitches. With morals.
Yeah.
So I sent a meme. I was like, you know what? He's flirting. Might as well. So I sent a meme because I thought it'd be, haha, funny. It says, I'm not saying I'm down bad for you, but one of us could get a red slushie and the other could get a blue slushie, and then we could make out and make our tongues turn purple. All right. So I sent that, and he said, love
That's pretty
this.
good. That's pretty good flirting in the
It's like flirty, but also like not too much. And I was like, okay. And so I did that. And then we go out the next night, and it ended up just being me and all three of them. I just hung out with them.
I thought you took them all down.
Yeah, I was like, where's this going?
No. So we're out.
Never been with two, been with three.
We were at Bottle Blonde, and it was just the four of us. And, like, everybody from the outside that knew about it was like, what the fuck are you doing with just the three of them?
Yeah, that's wild.
And still, one of them had no fucking idea. Literally no clue. And I'm sitting there like, I thought he knew. He did not know. So he's flirting with me while the other one is flirting with me. And then the other one that I kind of wanted to flirt with was just like standing there like, haha, like I can't do this. This is weird. And then we end up going to Hi-Fi. And then two of them walk away. And I'm with my friend. He's like, so the DM you sent me? And I was like, what's DM? And he was like, yeah, what about it? Like asking me, flirting with me. And then was basically saying like, he's been down bad for me since the moment he first met me, like back in September, I think, October maybe. And then he ended up walking me into my car and was like asking me on a date, like saying that he hates the way the other one treated me and that he can do better. Yeah. He basically pulled that, and then we were in the middle of talking, and then he just started kissing me, and then he was like, yeah, his birthday was that weekend. And
so here's your present?
They were going out of town. Well, this is what's crazy. They were going out of town to Dallas. Together? All three of them.
Oh, this is narrowing.
No, just wait. Then they fucking asked me to go with them.
Oh, there's been conversation.
Yeah. No, that's what I thought. They just all thought that they were just like...
There was enough for you?
No, literally, they had no idea about each other. They had no fucking clue.
Oh, okay.
Made the best man win, kind of like...
Until, you know what? It was like a while after one of them slipped up, which they'll probably find out that I know about this. But...
Through this.
They were all three. Yeah. Anyway, guys, it's another group chat name, so I don't care. So once, that happened, I went on the date, ended up bad. We fought at Wasted Grain, and he left me there drunk by myself, and I had to walk back to civilization to figure out where my friends were. My phone was basically dead, and I was borderline blacked out in my heels, and I had to walk back, and then... Yeah, that was not good. And then we didn't really talk much after that. And then somehow, 2 weeks ago or something, like a week ago, we had an interaction and ended up sealing the deal. Yeah, we never had sex the entire time together.
Oh.
Yeah, we did
well, you know what? Congratulations to you, bud.
I forgot.
did it.
Nice. We never had sex until 2 weeks ago.
Oh, well, good for you, bud.
At least I held out until
He was in it for the long game.
The other two, it was right then and there. I gave it up really easy. I can't lie.
I don't know how to tell it to you.
I mean, my favorite song is Slut Me Out, so I can't be too mad about it. But yeah, and then as I walked, I was done with homeboy in bed. He was in the shower, and in comes the other one. JuJu, what's up? And I just sat there. I was like, oh, fuck. I had just gotten dressed. He had showed up. They had plans to hang out, and there I was in the bed. And, that was a shock on my face. Then found out the other one was in the car waiting, and I had to walk out, did the walk of shame.
This is my favorite porn.
I did the walk of shame to my Uber in his clothes, walked out. They're all right there. And I was just like, this one. And then, so I texted the group chat right after, like literally right when we finished. And I said I completed the trifecta, which that's the nickname they gave me, which they don't know that I know that. But that's how they slipped up, was one of them said, the trifecta. And then that's when he realized that I had fucked all three of them.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is JuJu, so that's a soft introduction into her life. But you have actually shared some little bits of information with me about your actual upbringing.
Yes.
Gatsby, are you sitting down?
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I am now.
Okay.
It's a lot.
And here we go.
Okay. I don't even know how to start. Okay, so basically, I have my mom, and I have 3 dads, technically. None of them are gay. One is my biological father. One is the father that raised me. And one is the only one that actually stayed, and he is my stepdad. First one, biological father, does not know who I am or that I exist. Second one knows I exist, just kind of stays away from me. Anyway. Third one loves me, great, best parent in the world, love him to death. But basically, my mom was married to my dad. My dad got cancer.
Biological?
No.
Okay, not biological.
So my mom was married to, his name is Tony. Mm-hmm. Tony is my dad. My mom and Tony were married for, I think, a couple years, and then my dad got cancer. And through chemo and everything, he couldn't have kids, which most people know that. I don't know how I didn't put 2 and 2 together. They wanted to start a family, so they used a sperm donor.
Oh.
So my mom did all of that, and it's a whole situation. So if you've ever seen, did you ever hear about the documentary on Netflix called Our Father?
Yes, about the one guy, there was a doctor that donated, and he's actually the father of everyone.
That was my mom's doctor. So,
holy shit.
So basically in the documentary, there's 2 doctors. There's the good doctor, the bad doctor. Both of them were my mom's doctors, but luckily the one that inseminated my mom was the good one. So she was there during all of the time this was happening. Because that was in Indiana, which is where I'm from.
Yes, and to give everyone kind of a synopsis of that film, it was a doctor who was putting his own semen in every woman.
And didn't tell them.
Yeah. He has the offspring. Once the kids started doing their research, it all went back to him. Whoa.
Yeah, and obviously I've taken a DNA test, and we know that me and my...
What's the documentary called again?
Our Father.
Yeah, let's put that
up. It
up.
should still be on Netflix.
Okay, if not...
But, yeah, so that was filmed in Indiana, which is where we are from. But luckily, my mom was not inseminated by him. I have 2 siblings that I grew up with. I have an older sister who's 25 and a younger brother who's 19.
This is from the same donor?
Yep. All 3 of us have the same donor, same mom. And then, yeah. Okay. So they're like my 100% siblings.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Gotcha. So my older sister and I don't speak. We haven't spoken in 2.5 years.
Happens.
We were fighting one year. It was almost exactly 5 years ago. We were fighting about something. My parents were out of town, and my mom, I kept wondering why I was like defending my mom because like my sister was being a cunt. My sister's a bitch. No offense. Actually, offense taken.
Yeah.
She's a fucking bitch. So she was like saying all this shit about my mom, and I was like, hey, why are you saying that? Like, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, do you want to know what we're fighting about? And I was like, what? And she was like, do you ever wonder why we don't look like dad? And I was like, no, because I think I look just like my dad. I didn't think anything. I was like, no. And she goes, well, dad couldn't have kids, so mom used a sperm donor. We're not even his. And I just like didn't believe it at first. I was like, this bitch is lying. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. Then I had to pretend I didn't know for 3 months. So because my sister was actively blackmailing my mom with the information, so she could get out of trouble and stuff, she would tell her like, I'm going to tell them if you don't do this. I'm going to tell them like blah, blah, blah. So I had to pretend like I didn't know because I didn't really know what to do. And I had always asked, for some reason, I had to have known maybe when I was little because I have always asked to take a DNA test. Like I don't know what it was. My mom was kind of freaked out by it, but I kept asking for a DNA test. And then my mom, like I stopped asking, and that's when my mom got like suspicious because she was like, why are you suddenly not asking anymore? And then I can't remember how, I think my mom just got done with my sister, and then her and my dad were like, we have to sit you down. And then me and my younger brother came in, and I had to play dumb, and I was like, are we adopted? And they're like, no, you're not. fully adopted, but you're half.
Yeah, this is like a Lifetime or a Netflix doc.
I did not see that going that way.
Right? I told you.
That's the thing is, that's not even like the peak of it.
Okay, let's get into it.
So they tell us, I play dumb, whatever. I end up asking like one more time, like, can I please do a DNA test? Like, I just want to do one. I want to see, because my mom didn't know if we had any other siblings. She thought maybe it was like one other family. Like, she didn't really know much about it because they didn't really tell her back then. And I ended up taking the DNA test, and I was at my old job. I think I was 17 or 18. And I worked at Sky Zone. I worked at a trampoline park.
Nice.
And I logged on the computer, and I saw that I had a new sister. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh, fuck. And I looked, and I had another new sister, and another one, and a brother, and a sister. And I ended up connecting with all of them, and I'm talking to them, and I get the bomb drop that at this moment in time, we had 80 biological siblings.
Holy shit.
Now we're currently over 100. We don't really know. Those are just the people that have gone on the registry. So when you do it, you go onto the registry and you say, I used the donor these years. I have like 2 boys and a girl. They're this age, like whatever. And then they just put like how many kids they got from that sperm. Yeah, so it turns out the sperm bank is currently, to this date, still selling his sperm. He does not know. He has no idea. He has no clue that these many people are doing it. So it's like not his fault. It's all on the sperm bank.
Yeah. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, the poor guy has no fucking clue that he has over 100 children. Like, he has no idea. He thinks he only helped a couple families because he did it years ago. Like, this was at least, my sister's 25. I think there's one older than her. I think that's 27. So it's been 27 years, and they are still selling. Like, I have siblings that are like 5, and probably some more. And like it's crazy. But they all live on the East Coast. So we thought the donor was 100% Italian. Mm-hmm. He was not.
What is he?
It like on my DNA test, it tells me that he is like Russian, Polish, and Italian.
Oh yeah.
So that's like, but it's not like very certain where he's from, so we don't even really know. But I have pictures of him. I don't know his name. I just have his donor number. But yeah, I have like pictures of him now when he was in high school as a baby, and then you can log on and you can get like the audio so you can hear his voice.
Holy
and he'll talk about like
crap.
a little bit of his family and stuff. So I can hear
from
all
the
that.
trifecta to 100 siblings is kind of crazy.
I know. It makes sense, which is funny though, because I have 3 dads, just 3 times the amount of daddy issues. Yeah, so maybe that's why I go in 3s. In my lock screen, look at this. 333 is my lock screen.
Yeah, I think you got one more 3 to do. I don't know what that'll be, but holy crap. I'm just trying to digest that for a second.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, like, what is a brother? What is a sister?
No, honestly, it made me like, because I also have step siblings, so I love them, and I just treat them as like my sister is coming tomorrow, and it's my stepsister. But like for me, like it's been 10 years, so like that's my sister, and it's like crazy. Once I not even met, because I haven't met most of my half siblings. I've only met one. But once I like talk to them, like we FaceTime all the time, constantly. Actually, I'm moving in with one of them.
Holy smoke!
Next month.
We're gonna need a recap of this whole thing.
Yeah. I'm moving in with one of them. But yeah, so it's crazy. Like I just realized that I was like, okay, fuck. Like I get to choose who my family is, because like me and my sister, my oldest sister that I grew up with, we did not get along. Like she fucking psychotic. Yeah. She's gotten better, but she's fucking psychotic.
She's getting better.
And so we don't talk. And so I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I got fucking hundreds of these bitches to choose from. I don't need her. I can pick one and make that my older sister. And that's exactly what I did.
You got the Costco of siblings.
No, literally. And we do have more girls than we have guys in our family. So, and twins do run in the family. So if I could get pregnant with twins, if you want twins, let me know.
If you want,
it might be girls.
If you want to put something in our easy bake oven real fast. Jeez. Yeah. You know, I remember having this conversation with you while I was lit. And this is back in my drunken days when I was a non-God-fearing man. But no, I remember having this. I remember even drunk, you were telling me more or less this story. And I was just like, what? And I was like, you're like, yeah, that's why I need to be on the pod. And then that's why I reached out to you, because I was like, it's been so long that I forgot all of it. So, and I knew it was going to be good.
Yeah.
So I was like, guys, wait for it. Not only is this girl a whore, she is...
My daddy was one too.
It runs in the family.
That's where I get it.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. And for the fact that I remember that story about the doctor, and that made big news, big news. And there has to be some type of complex in a man that wants to like have his offspring everywhere. Almost like there is something about coming in a girl, which is like very what's it called?
Fulfilling?
Primal. Fulfilling, yeah. Right to the brim. No, but there is something about there, even to a girl. Even a girl will say it feels good if I didn't have to worry about getting pregnant, right? That's why there's these options. But I think there is also something about claiming a woman's womb, in a sense, right? Like if you look at who is that great conqueror, Mongolian?
Oh God, Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan. They say, well, one, he killed 10% of the Earth's population and changed the carbon print of the Earth, and also a good percentage. Can you see how many people are related to Genghis Khan?
It was a good percent.
It's like till this day, and his DNA runs rampant because he would go to villages. So basically, this is how it would happen back in the day. All right, we're back in the day. All right.
Okay.
Brum, 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 Genghis Khan, I kill your man. Done. You have two options. I bang you out, all right, fill you up to the brim, or I kill you too with your man. A lot of women chose
Baby?
Yeah.
Is he hot? What do he look like?
He was the ruler of most of the world. He was
Is he sexy?
It could be at that time considered what that is. He
had
clout.
Doesn't seem like a punishment.
He had clout. He put it like this. You heard about him all over the world as the most feared man. So there was something probably appealing to him.
Yeah.
And did it say what's his lineage? Or
Roughly 0.5% of the world's male population.
That's crazy.
Or about 16 million.
16 million people.
Like I have like a direct relation.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. This guy came through and just cracked open and cleaned out a bunch of chicks, right? But that's what they say too, Gatsby, because you know how they say there's ancestral trauma and ancestral things that we live on with. That's why a lot of women can like go from a man to a stronger, better man, because it's almost innate to them. Because the women that chose to be with their man and died, well, they died off. There was no offspring of them. So the women who chose that fate of like, you know what, you killed my man, you killed him good. Sure, and my ankles go to the back of my neck. And you had to go that route. That is almost passed down in a sense. And not saying that every woman could do that, but it is an ability. Like if there's Giannis Pappas, shout out to the great Giannis Pappas. He said, you know, that's the thing about women is that in times of war and famine, women could always purchase a meal and shelter with their puss. Like it doesn't matter how good you look or how great you look. If you look better, then probably lobster. If you don't look better, then chicken nuggies, you know? So, but either way, you're getting fed. And that's kind of the way out of a lot of women when in war times. Like the girls from Ukraine, I don't know if you know this, when they all fled, they all joined dating sites. A good majority of them. Because they knew that possibly the men that they were with are kind of gone. And it was kind of that quick. And it goes back to that ancestral, like kind of like passing on of the baton of, hey, I still need to be taken care of. So whatever it is, that sucked, that was bad, but I need to do this. A lot of women will not like that, but it's the truth. Learn history. It's not all about fucking Dolce & Gabbana and Toca Madera and fucking Seafood Towers and Maple and Ash. Grow up. Anyways, I feel like women shouldn't vote. What do you think?
I don't vote. I'm not registered. I've never voted.
And this is why women shouldn't vote.
I'm the poster child.
All right, I think I don't know if I had questions for you, but I always have random questions in my phone. Six pack or dad bod? Or does it matter? I don't know if you saw Jelly's
I don't
answer.
I don't like when someone's like too stiff. Like I like if it's like, is they're gonna have a six pack? Like it's not like bodybuilder six pack. Like it's like hard because that's like not comfortable to like lay with. Like I like a little more cushion.
Like
dad
to the
bod
point
is
like
totally fine.
Like to the point like they're so big they can't drive a car.
That or just like even if you're gonna like say I want to just go to sleep and I'm like want to get comfortable or even I just want to lay my head on your chest, if it feels like a bone, like your muscles are so hard from like steroids and shit and your nipples go downward, like I don't want that. If you didn't notice, that's how you know that someone does steroids.
Yeah.
It's called, what's
that and when they hit you.
It's like guy does something, their nipples go down.
They also get this extra vein. There's like this neck vein that's kind of abnormal that men don't typically. Yeah, when they have like, and then some of them have it right here. Like if you look at The Rock, he's juiced up. There's no way somebody 50-something years old.
Yes, but he is also
he's juiced
Samoan.
up. Yeah, but he's juiced to fuck. I know Samoans. They're strong and they're big.
Yeah.
But they're
He probably is.
he's juiced. I mean, he's got the money. Why?
Half of Scott's
Here's the
steroids.
thing. I don't look down at anyone that juices. Go ahead, do your thing. I'm gonna start juicing up too. Falafel.
It's okay to an extent, but
Oh, we talk. I feel like it's gonna be the running thing until I get Falafel to come sponsor the show. So Falafel is a penis enlargement procedure, but it's not like a P-shot. P-shot was something that I feel like we're repeating both podcasts.
Yeah.
But I would like your take on it. So imagine the guys, whatever size, doesn't matter. They could effectively make it like an inch thicker. That's yeah. So imagine it going from like that to like that, right? They can make, so some people do half inch, some people do a full inch, some people do over an inch, right? So your thoughts, let's say you had a guy you're in love with him at a 10, but his sex is an 8. And maybe it's because of girth and he wants to do it. What is your reaction to him? If he's like, babe, hey, I want to get it bigger.
I feel like I would be scared that it would like explode.
No, it's not
Like
like
I feel like one of those things like it's like gets like pumped up and then if you're
it's
like
not pumped,
going
so
at it and then it's just
I'll explain. So it's like gel beads in there and then they smooth it out and it's put
so it's basically like lip filler but for your dick.
Yes, but the thing with lip filler is that it dilutes very fast. This technology, it doesn't. And they can guarantee that it'll last at least 5 years. The only reason why they can guarantee 5 years is because the doctor who did it to himself, it's been 5 years and it hasn't changed at all. So in all actuality, it could stay like that for like
I mean,
ever.
if that's like something that they like are like, I really want to do this, like, okay.
So you know what Jelly
said?
said?
If I'm already in love with them, then it's like clearly
it's like,
I could look
this is
past
just
it.
this is even
just
better.
like, yeah, it's fine. If that's for them and they want to do
I
that.
try to think about this as a girl today. I was like, all right, let's say I'm getting plowed, right? But I love the guy and yes, he's been with other girls, but the girls haven't gotten this version. Like y'all might have gotten that dick. I got the new shit. This shit, like, yeah, and it's, to me, it's like 50% for her, 50% for me. I would do, like, you know.
Is it reversible? Like, if he decides he doesn't like it, can you get rid of it?
No, that's why they say to do little at a time.
Yeah, because I feel like that would be.
So one of the
what
options.
if you hate it worse?
One of the options is like to make it super like that Red Bull can you have right there, bigger than that, thicker than that.
Like Jason Love.
I would say, yeah. They said kind of like a Monster Energy drink. Some people, you know, when girls go too big on their boobs.
Yeah.
I think that would be the equivalent.
Oh yeah.
Because I was seeing a story today. I forgot. I think it was Two Bears, One Cave, and they were talking about like, what do you think you're better at, comedy or fucking? And all three of them said comedy, because we're one of the best in the world. We're definitely not one of the best in the world at fucking. You know what I mean? Even if it's the greatest, right?
That makes sense.
So they shared a story about one of their friends, and they didn't want to say the name, and they said that that he has a hog on him, like legitimate, like a deformality of his cock, and his wife can't put not even half of it inside of her, and because she can't put half of it inside of her, it gets limp really fast. So he has to kind of make his hand a pussy, you know what I mean, and only stick the tip. And he goes, at that point, are you even enjoying sex? Yeah, you have a big hog, but it doesn't even fit in your girl. Do you know what I mean?
Like a curse at that point.
It is a curse. It's like the curse to have all the money in the world, but you're locked in a cell, and the key some. You know what I mean? Like it's
like the monkey paw thing. You know, like you get what you want, but not the way you want it.
Yeah, it's good. There's a Twilight Zone episode like that. I forget what it was. Oh, it was a guy who wanted all the money, and when he got it, it was the end of the world.
Yeah. I think that is where it came from, the monkey paw thing.
Dude, Twilight Zone.
Because he found like a cursed monkey paw, and like they say the monkey paw curled, and then you get what you want, but not in the way you want it.
Yeah, which is interesting. I think I'll be honest with you. I think sex. Look, I've had sex before. I don't know if you know this.
What?
Yeah.
So proud of you.
I've had sex before. Lost my virginity at 14, I think, Gatsby. I think we talked about it. It was to a cross-eyed Italian girl. And,
was she older? Wait, was she older than you?
A year, yeah.
Okay, that's not that bad. Some guys, I don't know what it is. Most men, when they say that they had sex at the first time at 14, they're victims. It's always always to a girl that's like fucking 17.
People don't talk about this, but a lot of older girls. I'm not saying older, but look at the teachers. That's more of a problem with women on boys. Because think about it.
That's fair.
If guys did it more to girls are more likely to speak up about it. Guys,
they don't know. They think it's cool.
They kind of They wouldn't even find themselves as a victim. I had a friend in high school, and now that we have more subs now, thank you. We've literally have been going up subs daily. So shout out to y'all for subscribing.
Hell yeah.
I had a buddy of mine who was banging out the math teacher. He was 15, 16 years old, maybe. Yeah. And there was always this weird energy with her. Was she good looking? Yes. She had a nice body. She might have been 26, 27, right? And she almost had an attitude like she was young. But not, she is young in her own respect.
Childhood trauma makes
you there's something that's happened, right? So she's say 26, 27, but she was I'm a high school girl. So she probably was a dime in high school too, because she was a good looking girl. And she had 2 kids.
In high school.
Yes. So she had 2 kids, and so I would see her at the YMCA, right? And after her work, I would be like, oh, there's a teacher working out here. Whatever. Mm-hmm. And I would see him kind of what's up? Give her a hug and stuff. And I just thought it was weird, their teacher-student relationship. And I never liked her. I thought there was something funky about this bitch, right? The whole time. She even gave me a lot of attitude. And it was kind of a flirty, weird attitude, right?
Oh, it's always the English teachers. Was she an English teacher?
Math.
Oh,
yeah, she knew how to spread and divide and multiply. But, so, you want to know how she got caught? By the police with him in a CVS parking lot. The news said that it was fondling him.
Oh, God. So she was weed whacking.
Yeah, so that is true with which doesn't really come to light a lot. You know, you kind of always hear oh, this guy was banging out some 17-year-old girl, 6-year-old girl, and he was 40 or whatever. But I would say if we had to look it up, I would say there's more women that are teachers. I think there's a whole thing too about teaching kids that is probably arousing to them if they get into that field. I almost think that a lot of my family are in education. They love it. It's what they do and fine. But even I have a guy cousin and he has to correct a lot of the girls because he's a good looking guy.
Yeah.
And he has to they're hey, Mr. whatever his name is. And they're he's hey, I need you to relax. He'll sound record conversations that girls have because in case
it gets twisted.
He's well, he's the one that came on to me, you know? And that's the thing.
Smart. He's smart.
Well, here's the thing too, JuJu, is that guys can get knocked by an accusation. Even if it isn't true, even if at the end you find out it isn't true, he still looks kind of weird, right? It's still if their story came out that I smacked you in your face, punched you in your gut, and you smiled afterwards like a crazy person. But no, but if that came out, right? Yo, Eric hit JuJu, dude. And you're yeah, he did. And then I'm arrested, and now you start feeling bad, and you're no, he didn't do it. He didn't do it, right?
Yeah.
People will hate you for a little bit. But then the the headline of me in a mugshot is kind of forever. It's almost guilty until proven innocent when it comes to those type of things. But yeah, did you ever have any teachers that try to smash on you, or did you? I don't know.
So not me. Not that I ever noticed, but I found out, I think this was like a year or two ago, my favorite teacher in high school. So I did theater arts as one of my like extra classes, and then I did advanced theater arts. So I was with this teacher all the time, and he was always like, he was older, he's like 50 something. And he was always that teacher that's like, oh, if you need anything, like if you need help, like he'll always make sure you're okay. Never thought anything of it. Then I found out that when my brother, because my brother went to the same high school, I think he was a junior, and one of the girls that was a senior and him were sleeping together. And I was so disgusted because I've like had this guy at my house. Like he came to my graduation party because he was my favorite teacher. He helped me so much, and I loved him. And so he came to my house, which I should have known was weird because like people invite their teachers, whatever. But he told me that my mom lives in the country. He was at the lake with his wife and his daughter, which that's the other thing that's weird. His daughter is in the same grade as the girl he was sleeping with. So he left the lake with his wife and daughter to come to my house, just to come. And he didn't ask them to come either. He made them
Of course
stay.
not.
So he came alone to my graduation
trying
party.
to give something up.
And now I'm realizing, I'm like, oh my God, that's why. And the girl was 18, but it's still weird.
It's still weird. It's legal. It's still weird.
It was while she was a student, and it was happening. They were doing it at school.
Oh, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. In a porno, that sounds great because the girl's actually probably like 26 in the video.
Yeah.
But yeah, in real life, this real life euphoria shit, that is crazy. Let me tell you a story.
Okay, I'm ready.
That I probably told Gatsby in the past, but drunk and, high. My friend befriended a girl, a student teacher, like in 7th grade, right? She was just nice to him. She was like pretty too, like pretty, and he was kind of maybe looked older for his age. I don't know. He was taller, and cool, whatever. And then throughout the year, she would like on the weekend, like, hey, I was about to say his name. Hey, do you want to invite your friends? Like, we're all gonna go out. We're gonna go to the movies. So she'd take me, him, and like one other dude or two other dudes to the movies. She paid for everything. Like, this bitch rocks. She's the best. And then it was his birthday, and we went over to his place, and she was there. And the mom and her got along, and they're, like, thank you for helping my son. Like, he needs all the help he can get, whatever. Like, this is great. I don't have to pay for this, whatever. So she was like, I'm going to be cooking. You guys go do whatever you want. So his room was pretty big. He shared it with his brother, and his brother was much older. And we went in there, and he was like, come on, show them. And I was like, what? It's like, come on, show him. She's like, you want me to? He's like, yeah. Go. Show Eric first. And she like showed me her boobs.
I literally was in my head. I was like, did she flash them?
Yeah, no, she showed him, and then he was like, he said, Eric, touch him, and he would grab him, right? Meanwhile, I'm not lying to you. 10 feet, maybe like you. 3 seconds of walking. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. You're there. And his mom was right there. All right? Door was closed. Lights were kind of like off a little bit. And she was like, yeah. She's like, oh, like, what do you think? Do you think they're nice? Like, stuff like that, right? Realized that he was banging her out in 8th grade, 9th grade, and this is crazy, would be like, that's his girlfriend. Like, imagine, he's a kid. He's like, kind of like, he would be like, why are you going out with other guys? And he found her with another dude because she's fucking 20-something years old. And, like, he wanted all of us to go beat him up. Like, we're 15 now, 16. We're like, we could, but what's going on? Like, what is this? He's like, that's my girl. And it kind of messed him up. And to see the rest of his life the way it played out, it kind of makes a lot of sense how it played out.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm getting at, but I'm horny. No, just kidding. What I'm saying is a lot of those things do affect you in the long run, right? So there was something I did want to get to. You used to work for a place. that served beverages.
Yes, a beverage building.
Okay.
Consisting of
caffeinated drinks?
Yes, with only wearing a bathing suit.
Okay.
I know these people are so happy, so I'm going to make sure, which actually everything I say anyway is true, and I have proof for everything, so it's technically not even defamation if it's true.
Come at me, bro.
So,
yeah.
If they ever try, I have plenty of videos. So yeah, I worked there right when I moved to Arizona. It'll be 3 years in August, and I was here for 2 weeks, moved in, and I was like, you know what, I need a fucking job. So I went there and I got a beverage, and I was like, oh, are you guys hiring? And they're like, yeah, we are. So then I applied, and then like 2 days later, I had an interview, got hired on the spot, started. In the end, it ends up working out because I got one of my best friends from there. I love her to death. But yeah, working there, for people in Arizona that know where it is, I worked right in Scottsdale, like right before Scottsdale. I worked in Mesa, and then I worked for a little bit in Phoenix. What they don't tell you is on most weekdays, I don't know if things have changed now, but when I worked there for 9 months. It was 2021 to 2022, and that was longer than I should have. They don't tell you that there's like no security. Like there's cameras, but like there's no guys there. It's mainly women.
I heard of a story, but go ahead.
Yeah. And they also don't tell you that like during the weekdays or like at nighttime when you work, 'cause they're open until like 10:30. They don't tell you that there's no manager. So when I was getting off of school, I was in cosmetology school, I would get off of school and get there by like 6. And we'd have to be going in and out of this building, taking orders in a bathing suit at night by yourself. There's no manager. Usually it's you, maybe 2 other people, usually just one. And you're doing all of that by yourself. And like the amount of times I had to call the police, because the first thing, they would get mad if you didn't call your manager first before the police. You had to call your manager on duty first. Even if she was drunk somewhere, I had to call her. And I've had to call the cops like so many fucking times. It's not even funny. What happened? And actually, you weren't even allowed to call the cops. You had to call non-emergency. So they could take as long as they want. So if you were in actual danger, they don't care.
Give me one scenario, the one that sticks out the most.
I have 3 that are very quick. First one, I had like little like weird things, like people would say like, oh, like spit in my drink, put your finger in it, like blah blah blah. I never did because I could get in so much trouble. But like, and this was like right after COVID, so I was like,
they
whatever.
didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, so it was
people in Arizona didn't care about that.
Well, the thing is weird. Is like our regulars were the most respectful, kind people. They actually, their drinks are so fucking good. I hate that.
Yeah,
they're so good. And so they would come in, say hi, whatever, get their shit. It was the people that had never been there before that didn't understand like what you could do. Their first rodeo. I've had guys shove their phone like underneath me, like take pictures, and then I got in trouble because I cussed them out. Someone had heard it on the camera or something, and I got bitched at because I cussed the guy out for shoving his phone up my fucking vagina. Wow. Yeah, and then we had one guy that would come in a diaper, and he would say he would have like a humiliation kink, so he wanted you to like make fun of him. So he would wear like a diaper. And then one of the times where it started getting really bad, there was a lot of like homeless people like closing that we would have issues with. Yeah. But I had a guy come up. One of the girls was in the back doing money, and the other one was cleaning. And I was by myself, and we were about to close. And the guy like comes up, and he's wearing like a ski mask. No, what's it called? A shiesty? Is that what it's called? Yeah. So he's wearing one of those, but he has it kind of pulled over so I can see just his eyes and his nose. And he was already being weird. And the guy next to him was just like leaned forward, just like staring at me. And I was like, hey guys, like, and we have to be nice to everybody. Yeah. And I'm like talking to him. He starts asking me weird questions. He's like, oh, like, are the other girls with you? And I was like, yeah. He's like, do you have a boyfriend? And I pulled it, no, I'm gay, I like girls. And then he starts like putting his hand like in his pants, and he's like,
oh damn.
He's like, do your coworkers turn you on? Are those the type of girls you like? And then next thing I know is he pulls out a gun and he sits it on his lap and he keeps rubbing himself just so I know that he has the gun on his lap, and his friend is just staring me like dead in the eye, and he's like rubbing himself. And my fucking coworker, I like look over at her like, bitch, help me, like this. And she goes and walks away and just left me up there. So I was stuck up there. God. And I was like, do you guys like want like a drink or anything? Like, anybody please help
That's
me? And they
crazy.
finally got, like, I think they ended up getting, like, a black tea or, like, something. And I called one of the girls. I was like, hey, girls, I need black tea. And I, like, ran out to the back. And I was like, what the fuck? You just left me up there. And then they ended up leaving. We had, like, one time, like, a car was, like, circling us, but their license plate was bent. And they were, like, looking for all the cameras. And luckily, one of our customers, he was like, hey, like, I don't want to freak you out, but, like, because he'll, like, sit and hang out there. And he was like, I don't want to freak you out, but, like, that car has circled you guys. Like, have you noticed? And I was like, no. And he was like, their license plate is bent. I can't get the rest of it. Like, I'll just wait here and, like, see if he does it. And then the car comes back again. And they're, like, doing circles, like, in the road and then, like, coming back and forth.
Really weird.
And our customer, like, goes up and flashes his gun. And then they, like, sped off. And then one of, like, the final times that I was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. We were closing. And this guy had, like, come up because, like, our, like, drive up was like a walk in and out. So it wasn't just a window. Like, you could walk in and out. And I'm standing there and it's dark out. And the guy was, like, asking, he was, like, standing there. I thought he was homeless. He was like, oh, like, can you give me a coffee? Give me a coffee. And I, like, wouldn't open the window. And I was like, no, like, we're closed. Like, go away. He wouldn't leave. So I was, like, pounding on all of the windows, going around and circling, screaming at me, cussing at me. And I was like, okay, what the fuck? He goes away. And I was in the back, and I was, like, texting my manager, like, hey, just, you know, like, I'm probably going to have to call non-emergency. And I happened to, like, see something move on the cameras, and I looked up, and I think I have a video of it. I looked up, and at our back door, he had fallen forward, but he was leaned up against the wall, like, waiting for us to come out back. And he had gone and changed his clothes. So then we called. I think I ended up calling just 911 because I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. And they found his other clothes stashed, like, behind the trash can, and he had gone. And, like, I don't know if he had a weapon on him or what, but, like, he was waiting at the back door for us. And my manager was just like, oh, my gosh, glad you're okay. I was like, oh, thank you. I'll just go fuck myself. But, yeah, they did not care about us at all.
Whoa.
It's like I was there.
You know, this deserves a second episode, and we'll have you definitely back. This is, you ever watch a movie and don't know where it's going? Yeah, you know,
that's like, basically my life.
Like, this is gone from her banging out these three guys, you know, friends, whatever. She's allowed to. She's a woman, whatever that means. And then it goes from, you know, she has 100 brothers and sisters, 3 fathers. And it goes, I mean, this has gone, we've gone, statutory grape, I guess we have to say, right?
Yeah.
My favorite one of those where people have to say that on YouTube is unaliving yourself.
Yeah.
That is like,
I think it's funny.
it's crazy how
it's
you
not
can't,
funny.
how you can't. No.
Yeah, it's not funny.
It's not funny, but it's funny.
It's funny how you have to put it.
Yeah, it's not the subject matter, but the fact that they're like the homeless or the unhoused, the dumbest thing ever. But look, JuJu, where can they follow you? Where can they find you? I mean, if the guy out there that's homeless that was looking for her.
If you want
what's your
Instagram? Actually, I always forget which one it is because it has a random number in it. Because actually, people think that I spell it wrong. Well, technically, they spell it wrong, not me. So it's Little Miss Junie, but I spell it.
We'll have it right in front of you.
G-U-N-I.
Put your hands out where you want us to have it. Boom.
Right there.
Right there.
But I spell it with a 3 at the end because an E was taken.
Gotcha.
But people think it's spelled J-U-N-I, and then it's just like the number 3, which is crazy because that is my favorite number. But like, no, it's supposed to be E. But yeah, that and Junie is a nickname, just so people know, because some people think that's my real name. It's not. That was a nickname one of my dads gave me.
Whatever. Again, if you've somehow fast forwarded to the end just to see what happened, go back to the beginning, rewatch this. There's probably things that I've missed out on. Gatsby, where can they follow you?
Gatsby, I almost forgot my own Instagram. Gatsby the Artist.
Gatsby the Artist. As always, you can follow me on Eric Bernal Comedy, Eric B Comedy on X. I think Eric Bernal Comedy on, what's the other one? TikTok. I just post and ghost there. People have messaged me 1,000 times on that thing, and I'm just like, dude, I don't check it. That's a house I don't live at, but I get mail there still. If you like this, like it. If you don't like it, comment it. Say that we're stupid, we're ugly, and we don't know what we're talking about. We deserve to unalive ourselves. Whatever it is, just leave it in the comments so that our algorithm does go up. And for our new subscribers, because we've gone up a good hundo since the last episode. Mm-hmm. And that's a big thing. And now we have you on. As always, it's been the Eric Bernal Show. Please go fuck yourself.
The AZ is SVO. Jokes aside, the realest when you hear it coming from the Eric Bernal Show. It's Scottsdale. Very own. Get your phone and hear a call. We going up. Now let them know. SVO. Sleepy.